right now. Quick, get your fucking headphones on. Okay, sweet. I'll open it up. Yo, what is going on, everyone? Hope you're having a beautiful, lovely, fantastic day. My name is Mr. Heck, and welcome to, if you don't know, now you know. Yes, this is the show. I've got my ex-girlfriend on here. I'll introduce her. Her name is Ashley Earey. How are you, Ash, my lovely ex-girlfriend? Welcome to the show here. Thanks for not scratching my eyes out, and thank you for agreeing to come on the show and have this conversation with me. Much appreciated. How's your day been? Yeah,
good. How's yours?
Fucking yeah, it's all right. It started. It's okay now. After this, maybe a little different, but we'll see how we go. Grab that shit and pull it up a bit closer. Yeah. Good. Unless you want to yell a little bit.
No,
or you want to save that till the middle of the conversation.
I'll wait for it to get deeper.
Okay, sweet. So what we do here is we give all the plugs at the start of the conversation because you never know who's watching. You might get yourself a man out. Prince Charming could be watching.
Hopefully.
Give us a plug. Where can we find you? On Instagram.
Ash Earey.
Ash Earey? Yep.
That's it.
You ain't got an OnlyFans?
No. Oh, yeah, just a few of them. No, definitely not.
What else you got? That's just Instagram. Facebook?
Yeah.
What about LinkedIn? In case someone's got some work for you, your job.
I'm good with my career. I don't need help.
Okay, righto, sweet. I guess we start the show off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm working currently at the moment. I just do an office job full-time for TransLink, and I'm studying full-time to be an enrolled nurse, and then I'll go on after that to hopefully become a registered nurse and paramedic.
No, you will. You will. Actually,
I will be,
I forgot about that. How long have you been doing that for now?
About a year.
And it's a 3-year thing, hey?
Enrolled nurse is just a year and a half.
Oh, shit, hey?
Yeah.
Look out.
So I'll be a nurse in June, and then go on to do full-time studies at uni to do RN and paramedic.
Shit, hey?
Yeah.
Bringing back, saving some people.
Yeah.
Could have used those skills when you're with me, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just, so people can get a little bit of a better picture of you. How do we know each other? Obviously, you're my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But, run us through how we met and, how you come across me.
Well, do you remember?
Nah, fuck, I don't remember at all. That's why I was asking. I was gonna open it up with that, but I was like,
no, really, think about it. How did we meet?
Fuck's me.
I'm not surprised.
I was probably out of my head.
No.
Was I? Was I sober?
No. We met at the Norman Beach.
That's right. You creeped on me, hey?
And you're with No, I did not.
Oh, come on.
We were at the Norman Beach and you were with Mikey.
That's right.
Yes. And I was talking to Mikey because he's one of my friends. And, yeah. And then you followed me on Instagram. So it was you that stalked me.
Yep, that's what happened. I just dropped into the DMs.
Yeah.
Hard. Did I drop in there hard? It was pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it was about 4 a.m. in the morning.
Please. That's it. What are you doing? Are you awake?
Yeah, basically.
No, I'm fucking parachuting. What do you think?
Exactly.
That's my favourite thing, eh? Do you remember what I said?
No.
Did I say up to?
Probably still got it in the gram somewhere.
I do remember that weekend now. I remember that because we were still awake. I was still awake that night. Yeah. And I remember I didn't say much because I was obviously had been awake for the couple of days before. Yeah. And by that stage, I'm at the Normby standing at that top bar and I'm like.
So you do remember?
I do now. Now that you said it, I remember because I was mute and I had a red hat on, a blue hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember.
I only remember you because Riley and I seen you from across the bar and we're like, that's a cute guy. And then so the next day when you followed me or when I woke up.
What was that again? I'm like, what, that cute guy?
Yeah.
I've got this on camera now.
I had my beer goggles on, obviously. No, I said to Riley, I was like, is that cute guy from the bar? She's like, yeah, it is. And then ever since then we started talking, but you lived in Gladstone back then and you were flying out that day.
That's right. Yeah, I used to come to town a little bit and, let the hair down just for a couple of hours and then get back on the plane and go home.
Yeah.
It was good times. So what we're going to do here today is we've got a bunch of questions that have been sent in by you lovely people out there on Instagram and Facebook. It's strange, hey? It's like I could be like, oh, I've got Oprah Winfrey coming on the show. Anyone got any questions? Nothing. I've got my ex-girlfriend coming on. It's just next minute. Bzz, 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 bzz. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm surprised some of your old flings haven't messaged to say, oh, what's it like to date him?
Yeah, I know. I was expecting that. And this is the funny thing. I actually spoke to a couple of other people about this, and I was going to have yourself on and Sherry, which is one of my other ex-girlfriends.
You should have.
I actually thought about it. I was like, how does this situate and how does this situation
We
go
could have
down?
compared stories.
I was like, oh, fuck, this might not. And then a few people were like, look, Mr. Haggard, they're like, this is probably not going to work out in your favour because you were the girlfriends
on you.
after each other as
Yeah.
well. And I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
I've got no hard feelings.
yeah, I know, but I know you would gang up on me hard.
Yeah.
I know she would as well, especially going off you two start vibing. I was like, shit, man, this may not be a situation. Because I'd be sitting there.
Yeah.
I was going to get both chairs and I'll give me a mic there. I'm like, I might have to have my headgear on because you guys go to town on me. Yeah, and a few of the, a few people that I know were like, hey, look, maybe not do that. May not work out in your
Maybe
favour.
next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. If we'll do this again. We'll see how we go. We might get all my ex-girlfriends in here.
How many you got now?
There's not enough room in here.
A
No.
bit of a lineup out the door.
No, I'm not that bad. I'm pretty lucky, I feel, as far as girlfriends go. I've had some really good partners. But
But you're
Just-
still single.
it's just been, I realised it was me who was the problem.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
we've had this conversation about my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had to change anyway, the last time I had to, like, a relationship fell apart for me a long time ago, and it made me have a real change, which was with Sherry.
Yeah.
I was like, look, there was all the same problems
Yeah.
with all three women before that, and I was like, look, it cannot be. I said they all can't be wrong.
No.
I was like sitting there,
Might
and
have tried telling
one
you
day
that.
sipping my coffee, I was like,
I'm the problem.
I was like, all these girls can't be wrong. It must be me. I do remember that day. I was legit sitting there. I was like,
It took you a long time to realise.
yeah, it did. But I'm here now. Hey, I'm here now. Actually, before we get into this, because people want to know a little bit more about you. Like, where'd you grow up? Oh, actually, maybe don't say that. Don't say that. Tell us where you went to school. Tell us where you went to school. This isn't just about me, this show. This is also about...
Let's skip to the
Yeah.
questions.
No, tell us where you're from.
You can talk.
Tell us where you're from.
No.
Right,
Well,
fucking
I'm
hell.
actually from Adelaide. I was born
No,
in
the other
Adelaide.
place. The other place.
Okay. Well, when we first came to Queensland, my parents, what did they? Oh, they owned a shop in like a fruit shop in Earey, and that's where
Reppin'!
I went to school. And then from there, I moved to Ormo, and
Are you from Beenleigh? You're
Ormo.
from the Lee.
Ormo.
You're from the Lee. She's got a prison shank. Watch
anyway,
out.
I've been in Ormo ever since, basically.
Yeah. I will say, like, legit, out of all the partners I've had, or the couple partners that I've had, you're definitely the most aggressive one. I think that comes from coming out of Beenleigh, hey. That's what happened.
No, that's just you make me angry.
Straight out of Windaroo. Straight out of Windaroo. Fucking hell.
You can talk. Let's talk about your childhood.
No, we're not going to go there.
Exactly.
Anyway, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Siblings.
Got one sister. I've got a stepsister and a stepmom who live in China with my dad. There's nothing too exciting, really.
There's lots, but we'll get to that anyway.
Yeah,
We can do
okay.
2.0 of this as well. Because there's always a never-ending conversation. So, Are we ready for these questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want the... You know I'm going to ask all of the questions.
Why don't we go one for one? I'm sure there's ones for you as well.
Okay. No, you can ask me questions as well.
Okay.
Do you want to ask me questions? Do you want to
From
start? No, from just of your own questions.
No, start with these.
Okay. What's the biggest change in Luke from when you dated him to now?
You stopped drinking. You stopped partying.
Is that it? There's a couple other things.
Yeah, I think you've just learned to appreciate people more and respect other people.
Thank you. That's a kind thing. That's probably the nicest thing you've said to me in 4 years.
You're welcome.
What was it? What were the things that I was doing wrong? Not wrong. There's nothing right and wrong, but I guess what were those things that I was doing now that you see me change? Like,
In our relationship or?
yeah, just in our relationship.
Probably when you see, I think you're actually like a good boyfriend when you
You
were
see
sober.
that? You hear that? Yeah.
No, when you were sober. But then when one of the boys would call you up or you'd decide to go on a night out, it would turn into a 3-day bender. And
I would never.
you would turn your phone off And then on Monday, you'd roll home and act like it was okay. And I'd obviously go a bit cray-cray at you.
Okay.
And then you would just stand there and tell me I'm crazy. But I don't know many women or men that would put up with someone coming home 3 days later with no communication and just be normal about it. And you would think you could just come on home and be like, okay, let's go back to normal.
Okay, we were going to save this conversation to the end, but fuck it, we're going to have this one right now. Let's go through some stories when that happened, because I know this wasn't just one time. And, like, I take full ownership for all that shit now, but, like, when I look back at it, I was like, fucking what a dickhead. I was like, how did you think you were going to get away with that? Tell them the story about when me and Timmy went to the cinemas.
All right, so it was my best friend Jess's baby shower, and it was on the Sunday actually. So on the Saturday night, we were going over to their house to help with decorations, and Luke thought he'd come along to hang out with Timmy, and they'd just chill and go see a movie. Then when we seen them walking out the door with their shoes and going out clothes, we're like, what do you need that for? And they're like, oh, just in case it gets cold in the movies. Anyway, an hour goes by. Luke and I had a joint account then, and I happened to check our account. $600 was withdrawn from the casino. And so then I tried to call him. No answer. Anyway, it turns out they decided to have a big night out, and they also took my car, which had my handbag in it as well. So I couldn't get home. I also had our house keys in it. So I was at Jess's house, and didn't have any. You decided to come home at, I think, 7 a.m, was it?
When? Like the next day?
The next day. And
I only did one day.
Yeah, just one, because the baby shower was the next day.
Oh, yeah, I had to go.
And, it turns out they couldn't remember where they had had parked my car. So I had to go. Like, there was a few stories between the two of you, between which hotel in Broadbeach it was at, and I had to find it the next day because he had no idea.
I had no fucking clue, and this is like, I don't condone drink driving, but I must have been real fucked up. Left a casino, drove your car across the road to a motel where we were having a party and kicking on, and I didn't know what I said. It was the Marriott or some shit, and it wasn't even there.
It was the Mercure or something like that. It started with M, but I had to walk from one to the other, like going up and down the basement car park.
Fuming.
Yeah, fuming. Raz was with me, and we were just like, literally, I had barely slept from the night before because I was obviously worried about where he was and what he was up to. And I just remember being so angry, and I had no handbag, no car, no house keys, and he didn't care because he was having a good old time.
I'll tell you my side of the story. What happened was, right, me and Tim were like, shit, the girls are getting set up, we'll go down to the movies. Sweet, went to the movies. We actually legit went to the cinemas. At Pack Fair, yeah. Okay. Went to the cinemas at Pack Fair. Me and Tim were like, look, there's nothing on. It's all pretty shit. We're not going to go in there. We're like, look, we'll go over to the casino. Went over to the casino. We played blackjack. We played pokies. All those things. We didn't even drink. We did not even drink one bit. We were walking out the gate, out of the casino, ready to go home. And this is when the Garden Bar had just recently opened up. And I looked in there.
You had to go.
I looked in there and I was like, oh shit, man. And Timmy's like, fuck, what's that place? And I was like, I don't know, man, but we'll go in there. Went in there and Tim just looked at me. He's like, sorry, Timmy. Freak under the bus here. He's like, we ain't fucking leaving.
I bet that was
That's
you.
exactly what he said.
Bullshit.
He said
Don't
that.
blame him.
Legit, he said, we ain't fucking leaving. And that was it. We got to pack it. We were like, done. We got to pack it. Went straight to the toilets, smashed it. And we were just off. We were just like two little kids in a candy store. And
just forgot to communicate that to me.
Because, yeah, we were in trouble. You girls just blow up so quick.
Oh, you don't even get...
You just blew up at us before we even, like, soon as you seen the money out, I was in trouble. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you withdrawing that much amount? Like, when you're going to the movies.
Yeah.
Exactly. You also had my car. Didn't care that I couldn't get home. Didn't care that I didn't have a car or my handbag. So maybe that's why
past
I was
is
a bit
the past.
angry.
Let it go, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's funny now, but back then it wasn't.
Oh, no, it wasn't funny.
And I still stayed.
Yeah, you still hung around,
I
hey?
know, dummy.
Fuck. What else? Like, because we'll keep on this story for a little bit because I know there's a few other cool stories. What other times were there?
There was another time.
Some of them I don't think I remember.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I also didn't sleep at those times when we were together because I had that much anxiety.
You party animal. Look at you.
No, there was another
Getting
time.
a free bender like that.
When we lived in Ormo, you'd just moved here, and it was like one of your, I think maybe your second or third weekend out with the boys, and you left on a Saturday, and you said you'd be home that night, and that was obviously a lie. And my nephew's birthday was the next day. I hadn't heard from you still, and you said, oh, yeah, I'll be home soon. And next minute, I think one of the boys sent me a Snapchat that you were kick on.
That little, I remember that. That was Mikey.
Yeah.
I remember that. Mikey Fitzgerald, the little asshole. I was there, and you're like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, no much, just chilling out and stuff like that.
You're like, I'm leaving in a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, you are not
And
leaving.
Mikey sent you a video of me doing coke.
Yep.
That, like, as I was telling you that, and I was like, sweet. And next minute, you messaged me blowing up, and I was looking at him, and he was giggling. I was like, fucking asshole.
And then I think every hour after that, you'd message saying, I'll be home soon. So I'm waiting. And then you checked in at the Normanby at like 7 p.m. that night. And so then come Monday, you hadn't answered any of my calls. I think you turned your phone off again. And yeah, it was Monday, and I hadn't gone to work because I hadn't slept the past 2 nights worrying about what you were doing. And you didn't realise I hadn't gone to work. So on Monday afternoon, you and Mikey roll on home thinking you're going to just have a nice little rest, and I was waiting at the door.
Me and Mikey were scot-free.
I threw all your clothes out.
This is legit, not even like, I remember that I was just sitting there, and I was like, walked in the door, and I was like, fuck, she's home. Because I opened up the garage.
No, it was the front door.
Was it the front door? It was
Yeah.
a different time.
That was a different time.
And I was just like, oh no. I was like, oh fuck. And I just remember you were just fuming, like eyeballs hanging at your
I
head.
was
You're just
ready
like,
to kill you.
fuming. I was like, oh, the old dragon's just firing up. And I was like, no. I was looking at Mikey. Mikey's obviously really awkward, but he's hungover too. I'm hungover. I got a Yatla pie. I'm like, fuck this. My head's banging. I just want to go to sleep. I sat down on the couch, on the purple couches. It is Ash throwing all my shit out. All my shit's just fucking launching off the balcony. All my clothes, all my clothes. I remember just this little girl stomp around. She's just like, grab a big handful of clothes, just fucking launch them off the balcony down onto this pool table. And next minute, go again.
And you gave no fucks.
I was just like, I was on the couch, just like, oh, my brain's fucked. I'm dying. Don't talk to me. You know how when you're hungover and you just like, I just want everything to just not happen. Just leave me. And I think I even said that. I was like, just talk to me tomorrow. I said, you're not going to get any sense out of me right now.
No, and then you're like, you just play it. You're like, what are we getting for dinner tonight? I was like, I'm going to actually kill you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. That was just one of the many times. Was there any
Yeah,
other cool ones that happened?
I can't. Oh, there was so many. I could write a book on it.
I will say, I don't condone any of that behaviour too. If you're a man out there and you're not taking ownership of your shit, you probably should stop that right now because...
Yeah, it's not good for the relationship.
No, it's not that. It's not that good. You did well to put up. I will say, like, as far as women go, you put up with so much shit. Fucking hell, like,
Way
holy
too much.
Way too much. I even would say that.
Yeah.
I think I even said that to you.
Yeah. I think I was just so weak then. Like, I don't think I'd put up with that shit now. Like, I wish that I should have left you the first time you went out and ignored my calls and didn't come home for a few days, because that just showed that you didn't respect me and I should have known better. But you had me at a good time and I stayed on.
Yeah. I was good at partying though.
Yeah.
I will say that. Like,
better at partying than in a relationship.
well, at least I was good at something. Like, if you, like now some people are just fucking shit at everything. I was good at that. If that,
So you think?
Yeah, I thought I was good at it. Well, you want to test me out again?
Go on.
Fucking, I'll go.
I won't be staying up late anymore.
What else we got? A couple more questions. Do you want to do the sauna one?
No.
Okay, sorry, Raz, we can't answer that question.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah. Okay, there's a question in there for me down the bottom.
The bottom one?
Yeah, the bottom one. That's for me, eh?
It is. Well, not for me. She is by far your prettiest girlfriend. Thank you. Why did you break up?
We broke up. I don't remember the exact reason. Oh, yeah, actually, I remember.
Wow. Well, you wasted our whole relationship?
Like, big picture to the story here. I was a fuckhead.
Yeah.
I was a cockhead.
Yeah.
But now that I look at it with a little bit more brains and time and evaluation on things, I was a fuckhead. Definitely. I was a dick. But I was also an insecure little boy that didn't take responsibility for any of the actions that I had. And I didn't care about anyone else's feelings, nor did I care about anyone else's, like anyone. I just didn't actually, I was very selfish. I was very selfish and I didn't care about anyone else. I only cared about myself, and I used to have to sit with a lot of that discomfort and a lot of that regret. And my out was just go get fucked up.
Yeah.
Every time we'd have an argument, I'd be like, catch ya.
And I'd always ask, what's wrong? What's going on? And you'd be like, nothing, nothing.
Yeah, I was like, how many times did I open up to you about stuff?
Yeah.
Never, ever.
Our last day together.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, and that was it. But that was a good breaking point for me.
Me
Like,
too.
Yeah. Actually, long story, I missed a bit of the story there. I was a very unfaithful boyfriend. That's exactly big picture to the actual core root of things. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I was a shitty partner. Shitty partner.
Yeah. How did we break up? Tell them.
I cheated on you.
Yeah, but after that was a few times. The last day, do you remember?
No. Is that when you punched me?
Yeah. Oh, no, that was when you cheated on me. Well, that's the first time I found out anyway. No, the last day we were together, I remember we'd gone out and had a good weekend for one of our friends' birthdays and everything was going fine. I thought we were in the best part of our relationship that we were. We were looking at buying houses, had gone to the bank to look at our finance and what we could get. And I remember I was annoyed at you for something. I can't even remember what it was now. It's too many of them. But it was like I was on an RDO or something that day and you called me and said, you're coming home to talk to me. And I said, what is it? I knew straight away it was bad. And I was like, what's happened? And then you said, I don't think we should be together anymore. And I was like, what? And then you come home and you're like, I'm not in love with you anymore.
Oh,
and then
shit. Yeah, I do remember that now.
I'll never forget you saying that. And then that was a bit where I was like, I'm never coming back. And I remember just packing my bags and I left. I was like, gotcha.
Yeah, fuck. I do remember that day. And I had to. That was another, like, pivotal moment. Not a pivotal moment, I wouldn't say, because it didn't really fix things after that. But I had to, I just realised I was being a fucking dick. And I didn't respect you. And I was like, if I loved this woman as much as I said I did, I would have never done all of those things. And it's like, a mistake is a mistake, but you make that mistake again, it's a conscious decision. You know, I'm okay with making mistakes and people fuck things up all the time, but I was like, for me, I had too many chances and you gave me way too many chances.
Way too many.
I was like, the amount of chances, and you were, I guess, in a sense, quite weak, and I knew I could get it over you. And I told you that too.
You knew how you'd win every time.
I knew how to win like that. And but to my fair knowledge, I did actually say, hey, don't let me get away with this shit.
Yeah.
But then, like, you would be like, I'm putting my foot down. I'm like, no, not like fucking now. Like, just to have, like, try to have a little bit more of a rein on me a little bit.
Yeah. But you would have done what you wanted when you wanted anyway, whether I said it or not, because you didn't care or respect me at that time. That's really it. I had let you get away with it for so long that you knew you could get away with it. So I don't even think me putting my foot down would have helped. It was just like, I think when you said to me, I'm not in love with you, I knew that was it and that was my closure, because I think if you would have just told me you're not happy or something, it's something we could have fixed. But I think when someone says, I'm not in love with you anymore, like, that's huge. You can't beg someone to love you. You can't change somebody's feelings, you know? So I was just like, okay, well, that's it. And heaps of our friends were like, you'll get back together. I'm like, nah, we won't now, because I can't go back from that.
You said the thing, yeah.
Exactly.
The top question there, actually, that top. You haven't got your fucking glasses on.
I know. I should have worn them. Okay, this one's for you. Do you wish you were a better boyfriend, and would you ever want to get back together?
Are you asking me? Fuck, you're a cheesy. Do I wish I was a better boyfriend? Yes and no. Yes and no. That's a hard question to answer. Yes, I wish I do, because I hurt, obviously, your feelings and other people's feelings as well, and I was quite ruthless and very irresponsible. But no, at the same time, because I learned from those lessons hard, and I'm super happy with the man I am now. I know I'm faithful and I know I'm not going to do those mistakes again. And I had to go through all that fucking bullshit to get to where I am now. So I'm thankful for those times, as fucked up as they were. Not all of them. Some of them were fucked up. Only about, 20% of the time?
Yeah.
Or was it 50?
50. 75.
Okay, righto. But yeah, and like where we're at now, I just see you as a really good friend of mine, and we have. That's why this is not the first conversation we've had. And that's why I wanted you to come on here. It's to also educate people that you can have this relationship with your ex. You were seeing someone at some stage, and you rung me for advice.
Yeah,
Hey,
I've called you heaps of times for my boy advice, and you've spoken to me before about girls in your life and stuff, and I think we've just got a good relationship now where we can be friends like that. Like, there's no jealousy, we don't care.
Yeah.
We literally give honest opinions.
Yeah, I like legit. If I got a girl question, I ask her because.
And I tell you, you're being a dickhead.
Yeah, you're being a dickhead. I'm like, because like she knows all my traits, and some of those old bad behaviors are still there, and they show up now and again. I got to work through them. I'm like, hey, look, I got this question for you. Well, this has happened. How should I do it? What should I do? And yeah, I get good advice. It's good advice, I feel. It's sound advice. It's honest advice. That's the hardest thing to find as well. So yeah, that's it. That question answered.
Yeah.
You don't want to elaborate on it?
No. Good.
Okay. Ooh, this is one for you. Do you wish the new improved Luke was the one who you dated?
Yeah, definitely. I think back then I liked the person you were when you weren't drinking. I think like we had a really good relationship. We were like best friends, really.
Yeah.
But we only ever fought when you were drinking. Like, we literally didn't have any other issues. But yeah, I do think you are a better person now. Like, definitely. I think because you've actually realised that, one, you were the problem, and two, you have faults. And I like that you actually want to change them now, because back then you thought you were invincible and you didn't think you had any issues. So now I think you would be a much easier person to date.
Yeah, I would be a much easier person. Like, legit, even myself, I look back at who I was then, I was like, oh, he was a fucking
douchebag.
Yeah, I was a douchebag. I was a kind guy.
Yeah.
But to my partner, I was a fucking stubborn asshole.
Yeah.
I was a stubborn asshole. That's probably the best way to put it. I don't know if I could even say arrogant. Or could you say arrogant?
Oh, yeah, arrogant, yeah.
Okay, is that the...
I remember, like, one time, this is going to make you sound like a real asshole, but I remember one time I'd be crying, like, laying there crying because I was upset of you, upset me somehow, and you're like, can you go in the other room? I'm trying to sleep. And I was like, you heartless.
Did I?
Yeah, many times. But I was just like, fuck. But I also blame myself too, because if I was stronger, I should have walked away. I shouldn't have been disrespected like that. But I think you just had me so vulnerable by that stage that I didn't want to lose you,
Yeah, going into a relationship now, though, you've got, like, I look at it, I feel like meeting me was probably one of the most best things for you. As fucked up as it was, it's probably one of...
I've learned a lot, that's for sure, and I've got more confidence now, and I definitely know how I should be treated.
Yeah. But I think I did emphasize that to you. I said you should be treated this way.
Yeah, I know.
I couldn't.
You knew it all. You just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I knew what I wanted and I knew what was right. I just never took action on it. I never actually executed it. So it was kind of sad on my behalf. Yeah, to actually, shit behavior on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
yeah,
that's one of these things. A couple more questions. What else? Why do you think you've kept such a nice friendship since separating?
Because I chose not to hate you.
Hold on. You chose not to hate me.
Yeah, like after everything you did to me in our relationship,
Everything I did to you. Yeah. What about the things you did to me?
Okay, what did I do?
What about that time you put too much milk on my fucking Wheat Bix and they went soggy?
Shut up. No.
What about the time you woke up in the middle of the night and drunk up all the milk and I had no milk for my cornflakes?
No, you're just talking shit. No, like I think at the end of the day, I never held a grudge against you. Even when we broke up, we were still basically seeing each other and dating for 6 months after that, really. It never 100% ended.
Tried to cut it off, eh?
Oh, God.
That was very comfortable.
No, you just started dating someone new.
That's funny, but it's so true.
It is true. Yeah, but I don't know. I think...
I did do that, hey.
Yeah,
I was thinking about that today. I was like, okay, we broke up and then what happened? I was like, because at the time I was still fucking just partying. My foot was on the gas. I was just hooking it. Hey, I was partying just as much as I could.
Yeah.
And then I started dating someone else. Hey.
Yeah. You did, but we were still seeing each other for a part of it. And
I just you probably
really
crossed
good.
paths. That's why I was worried about getting you in here together, because I was like, if these girls start
don't
matching
care.
up dates, there's probably going to be a cross reference here, and I might get my eyes scratched out.
No,
But
I wouldn't care now, honestly. Like, I got no hard feelings. Like, I would happily hang out with one of your new girlfriends. Like, I honestly would not care. But
yeah, that's what that's a good relationship to have, and things are cool like that with us. But yeah, why do you think we had a good friendship?
I think because one, you admitted to your faults, and I remember one time you called me and you said a huge apology to me for everything, and at that time I knew it was genuine, and you I just knew that you really meant what you were saying, and it was nice to hear it, and we've just always been friends. I never wanted to hate you or cut you out of my life. Like, you're a big part of my life for some time, so I don't know, I think we've just become better friends than we ever were together.
Yeah, we're definitely better just being mates. The relationship side of things just was not working, and it was like we just weren't the right match in that aspect. But yeah, I do remember doing. I had to apologize to you. I was like, look, it just comes back to taking ownership for things. I was like, got to a certain stage of my life, and I was like, look, there's some air to be cleared up there. And I remember having a phone call with you. Did I sit down with you? Or no, it was over a phone call. Hey, and I had that phone call with you, and you and a few other people as well. We weren't the only one. I called a few people that day as well, and I had a conversation with them.
Basically every ex.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did.
You
Yeah,
told me.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with every ex, and I cleared the air with them all in one day. And that was like a few years ago. Hey, that was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
About a year and a half or something.
No, it's 2 years ago.
Was that?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. And yeah, from that day on, I just like, look, I fucking got to own up for my shit. Got to stop being a little boy.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no more of this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I could make a mistake again, that's fine, but there's just running from it, hiding from it's fucking done.
Yeah.
Enough. You know, I don't want to have to hurt another woman's feelings like that again, or I don't want to have the conversation where I say fucking, I cheated on you, blah, 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 and, you know, that shit's not cool. I had to do that a couple times, and I'm like, fuck that. You know, that's not, I don't want to do that again. And that was I feel like that's why we got a relationship like we do now, because we had those conversations where we cleared the air, had the conversations, and now we're like, look, fuck, past is past.
Yeah.
Let's punch on.
I think too, because obviously it's been some time since we've been together. Like, neither of us have feelings there now, so we can talk to each other openly about anything. It's not going to hurt either of us.
Yeah.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking hell. Did your jab in the lip hurt? Thank you, Riley, for sending this in. So to give some context around this conversation, around this question, I got punched in the, wasn't even in the lip. I think you punched me in the head. No, did you punch me in the lip?
Your lip, yep.
Punched me in the lip. Anyway, I'll explain my side of the story, and then you can explain your side of the story. Or do you want to go first?
No, I'd like to hear yours.
Oh, I know. I was on a bender. Anyway, I was on a bender. Was I out?
Do you want me to go first? Then
You
I'll
go
jog
first.
your memory. Okay, Luke was out for the night. I was at home with one of my best friends, and I dropped them into the surface or something, I think, and another night he was meant to come home and never did. And the next morning I hadn't heard from him, tried calling him, nothing. Anyway, I went and grabbed the iPad because I thought, I bet you he's sending Snapchats and he's at kick-ons. So I went in there, didn't expect to find anything, and that's the moment I found out he was cheating on me, because I read every text message. And I ran back up to Riley and told her, and next minute a message comes through, and Luke had sent a message to one of the boys saying, if anyone asks, I was with you last night, right?
Yeah.
So getting his story straight.
Covering my story
And
up.
then next minute, Luke calls my phone and he's like, hey, babe. He's like, I'm just downstairs.
Was that what I was saying?
Yeah, and then Riley was like, play it cool, don't do anything. And I reckon I don't even remember touching any of the stairs. I leaped down them so fast, and I just opened the door and just started punching you in the face.
And from my side,
angry.
I was just like, I was hungover as fuck.
But you'd come straight from her house.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
I was fucked. And I can't remember, it was a big night anyway. You come home, you're in the taxi, and you're like fucking trying to hide. You're like, oh shit, my brain's busted. Sun's coming up. And yeah, I remember just opening the door up. I didn't even think because I didn't expect to see you there. And you just fucking.
No, you called me to say unlock the door.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then I I don't know. I didn't expect you to be there to punch me in the face. And he just punched me in there. And you had all your fucking rings on too. And I was like, I just remember you punched me in the head a few times. And I was just like, oh no. Oh. But I was just thinking, I was too.
I was
like,
ready to kill
I
you.
was too fucked to even care. Oh, I was just like, remembered. I was just like, oh man. I was like, just beat me up already. I was like,
No, you were
let me go
holding
to
my
sleep.
arms down.
Yeah, I was just like, oh fuck. And then I was like, I'm definitely not getting any sleep now.
Yeah.
Did I go to sleep?
I left the house.
No, I must have went to sleep then.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, that's that story. You assaulted me. Now I've got it on camera. You're fucked.
You deserved it.
I did deserve that. Actually, I don't condone domestic violence, but that incident, yeah, I deserve that. Okay, fair enough. I'll wear that one. Oh, what else? Riley, all these people are asking the same fucking question. You know what? They're all your friends too. It's funny how they all message in. I'm like, I ain't heard from these motherfuckers in years. Now they want to message me.
How many questions are there?
There's a couple. I'm just trying to pick through the good ones. Don't
choose the ones that you don't want to talk about.
No. There's just those ones in there about me being an unfaithful boyfriend. That's the one that all the girls were like, fucking this motherfucker. We'll get him. Oh, this is probably... what would be some advice for Luke's future partner?
Run.
Fuck off. You can't
Don't
say
answer
that.
his calls. Turn your phone off and move.
Why?
No, advice. I would say one thing is give you space. If you need space, give it to you, I think, because if we ever had an issue, it would be I'd want to know an answer right then, whereas you like need time to think about it, and you're very independent, and I think just give you time if you need time.
Yeah, definitely. If there's something, especially like a conversation like that, like a serious one, and girls are like, even like, well, I used to be like, just fucking leave me for a second. I'm like, I can do this, I can have this conversation, but it was kind of hard with you because you had anxiety quite bad as well, and you needed to know everything right now, and you couldn't stop, you couldn't wait, and nothing could fucking wait. And I'm the complete opposite.
That was the problem, yeah.
Even our love languages, like for me, when I got a bit further down the track, I realized like what my love language was and what yours was, etc. Like mine was like, I give, I'm a provider. I give, active fucking, what are they? Acts of service. That's my love language. And then, the whole time I'd be just trying to, do these good things for you. And I'm like, you didn't want those. You just wanted to be told, and you wanted affection.
Yeah, affection was my big thing, and you weren't affectionate. That's another thing, actually. I don't know how good you are at affection now, but for any new girls, don't take it personal if you don't want to cuddle.
Why? Was I pretty ruthless?
Yes. Yeah, you were.
Was I? Yeah.
Like you would leave the house, you wouldn't even think, oh, I'll give you a kiss goodbye, I'll give you a hug, and just like, see ya. I'm like, am I your mate? Like, what the fuck's
That's
going
right.
on?
Even like we
I got
had
used to it
so
eventually.
many
It was
like
normal to me, but then like I would see our friends like Jess and Timmy, and they're so affectionate, and then like I'd be like, oh, this is my mate.
I remember going to like when we're at occasions and stuff like that, and we'd be sitting there and like I'd be like, right, I swear all us boys would go,
Yeah.
and like everyone would go give their boyfriend a kiss, and I'd just be like marching out the
He's
door,
halfway gone already.
and everyone would be like, Jess would be like, "Hey, Luke, give Ash a kiss goodbye." I'm like, "Oh shit, sorry." Turn around and come back.
Like you didn't even think about it. It was nothing to you.
I was just a man on a mish, hey.
Yeah.
Man on a mish.
But I think affection, you either have it or you don't, and something you need to learn too, and meet halfway.
I feel like I'm pretty affectionate now. I'm good at affection now. Not good, but I've compared to what I was, I am a fucking hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Like I'll be affectionate now. Because I feel it comes into me being vulnerable. I'm quite good at being vulnerable now, as where I was not good at vulnerable because me being affectionate, I was like,
it was
shit.
weak to you. You thought it was weak.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I never did it. What else? What's some other tips? Then we're giving away all this shit.
I don't know, really, apart from the affection and giving you space.
Yeah, space is a big thing for me. I like a bit of space.
Yeah.
In case you don't know.
I know, trust me.
In case you don't know.
Next question.
What's something that no one knows about me that you know?
How do I know no one else knows these things?
Fucks me, I don't know. Make some shit up. Make some shit up. I don't know about that question.
Yeah.
Tell
I
some.
don't know.
What's some other things that happened in a relationship? Because this is like a healthy conversation to have for other, exes and couples to see and to see where things can progress.
Yeah.
And we have lots of open conversations about what went on, how a relationship was, and how we move forwards through it. What do you think was the biggest thing? How we ended up going from where we were to where we are now? Like, how did we get to where we are?
From when we broke up to now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think time heals everything, really. Eventually, when you got a new girlfriend, it was like, that was to me the time when I was like, oh, sweet, I've got to get over it now. Like, I had to move on, And then I started seeing other people.
How's that process? Obviously, going from me, everything from there is down.
No, it was it was alright. It's just, I think, different when you start to get to know people when you're used to something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We still kept in contact the whole time.
Yeah, we still kept in contact.
Even when you had other girls and stuff, we still talked, but on like a friendship level, like.
Yeah, I'd ring for advice.
Yeah, or you'd just ring to say how I am.
Yeah, so check in how you are.
You've always been close with my family. I've always been close with your family. Like, your mum even messaged me the other day.
Yeah,
and
my mum
we've been broken up for like, I don't know how many years, 3 years now. And it's like, I still talk to your family.
Yeah, my mum actually said that on Facebook the other day. She's like, Ash is such a nice lady. I was like, shit, come on, get off here. But what else? What else have we got? I think that's about, there's a couple of shit questions in there, but we're not even going to ask them. Ooh, what would be some advice you'd give to a woman who's struggling in a relationship now? Something similar to like our old relationship, because I know there's so many women out there that are in very toxic relationships. They've got partners that were like the older version of myself, just a little boy running around fucking doing whatever he wants, not taking ownership for shit.
I would just say if he's willing not to work for it and meet you halfway and try harder, then get out, because you can't change somebody. They have to change themselves. And if they don't see that there's any issues, then they're not going to learn by you telling them they need to change.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, you can't say, I want you to change. They need to know they need to change, and they have to be willing to change. Like, you can't have a relationship when it's 30, 70. You have to work together.
I'm like, you have to call them forwards, not call them out. Because what happens is when you're calling them out saying, you're a fucking shit boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Or, hey, look, darling, I feel like you could be a much better boyfriend. Like, I have faith in you. I realize you're such a good man. Let's work on this together. Not like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you and I had a lot of those conversations where we'd sit down, have a talk, like a proper conversation, and you'd say sorry.
But I'm not the average kind of Joe. I'm quite, like, as far as stubborn men go, I feel like I'm quite up there.
Stubborn, yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. It was so hard to get through to you. You didn't want to change.
But like, I'm just talking the average Joe here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If they're not willing to work, like if this person sits down with their partner and says, like, these are the things that are going wrong in our relationship, some things need to change, can we meet halfway? Are you willing to work on it? And they don't want to, then you can't physically.
Well, you want to have a fucking argument right now?
Yeah.
I'll fucking go for it. I'll have a domestic.
Really, no, that's my advice. Like, if they're not willing to, I think you should try make a relationship work, but you can't just be the only one working for it.
Yeah, and look, as shitty as it may be at that time when you break up with someone, like, see, I'm no relationship expert, but coming from a man's standpoint, when someone breaks up with you, especially a woman, she's like, look, fucking X, Y, Z, all these things, and you're like, oh, okay. It's more so like a call forwards for yourself. You're like, and that happened to me a couple of times, and it's like, it's news. As though they may not want to admit it at the time, I know that when they go home or when they're sitting with their mates, they're like, oh, she dumped me. She said this is this, and this. That's like, oh, fuck. For me, I eventually had to make a change. And that's what, I'm lucky that the women that I was with, like yourself and my other partners, fucking said those things, because I wouldn't have got to where I am now. And I'm fucking super happy. And I know that I can offer everything I can to a relationship now, and I can fully commit to it in a way that's going to serve us both. Obviously, relationships are never ending. They're not fucking perfect, and I never want a perfect relationship. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot to be able to have a successful relationship now because of the shitty ones that I went through.
So why are you single now?
Hey?
Why are you single now then?
Because I'm waiting for the right one.
Okay.
No, I'm actually single now. I had to think about this as well. I I rushed into relationships a lot. You know this. This is what I've said this. I don't want to have another relationship after my next one. Like the next full serious relationship, that I want that to be my last one.
Yeah.
And I've said that on camera many times, but now I'm quite cautious. I think I'm a little bit too cautious now. I think I've gone on the other spectrum where I'm way too cautious
They're
now.
a bit picky.
Yeah, I'm way too picky now. I realised that in the last month or so. I'm like, fuck, I've gone to the other side of the scale where I'm way too picky now.
Being picky is a good thing, but it can also work in the opposite way.
Yeah, I found that out in the last month, hey. I'm like, fuck, it kind of burnt me in the ass. I'm like, I was way too picky. Would
you date someone with kids?
Yeah, I'm open to kids, hey. That's a funny thing, hey, like on my Instagram, like, surprisingly, a lot of mums hit on me. Hey, it's fucked up. There was like a week there where I never got hit on by a girl without a freaking kid for like 3 months. 3 months.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I'm open to kids. I'm definitely, like, I don't see, like, right now in 2020, like, it's pretty common for single mums. Single mums are common. And I don't have any regret, or not any regret. I don't have anything against single mums or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with having a kid. I don't feel. I know that I could, if I had to step in, if I met someone and they had kids, I know I could fill that space easy as, being able to raise a kid.
There's some guys that are fully against it though. They're like, I'm never gonna.
Yeah, but they're just like little boys. Hey, they just don't know how to handle that situation, or just be open about it enough to have an adult conversation about. Okay, look, here's this woman. She's beautiful. She's lovely. She's got all the things I want, but she has a past, which everyone does. Whether she has a kid or not, that's fine. I feel like it's not about. It's about whether they have that love and that connection with the person. I don't want to bring in all those other factors and stuff like that. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
If our relationship's strong, we have that connection, fuck, I'll make it work. And that's it on that topic. What else? You got anything else for me? Want to roast me on anything?
Would be here all day.
You got any secrets? What was it like dating me?
Haven't I already explained that?
Like, just a little bit.
Stressful.
Stressful? Oh, fuck off.
Very stressful. No, we had some good times.
Let's talk about some good times, because fuck, you've named a lot of shitty times. Name like a cool weekend we had or something like that. What were some cool things that you liked about me? Some good things.
You always manage to turn a bad situation into a good one. You're always joking around. You're always making me laugh. That was probably one thing, because even if I was angry, like going a little crazy, I'd end up laughing in the end of it. Or I couldn't stay angry at you for too long. But that was also a fault, because you knew that was one of my weaknesses. So
yeah.
But I guess that was always a good thing. Like, we didn't have obviously there was a few bad things, but apart from that, it was actually a pretty good, fun relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Hey, like, we did some cool shit. We did some real cool shit. We went to some cool places. I was about to say we went to this place, but I'm like, that wasn't with you.
Wrong girlfriend.
I was like, wrong person.
Yeah, no, I reckon the fun part was going down to meet your family in Adelaide.
That's right. I took you down to South Australia.
Time.
Hey,
yeah, that was fun.
Met the fams. Were we together then?
No, you just picked me up off the street. Of course we were together.
Oh man, it was fucked up times. Hey.
Yeah.
What else?
Another time, when we first met, when we were flying back and forward to Gladstone every second week, I remember the day I was at work and you called me and you're like, I've just quit my job, I'm moving there. And I was like, what?
Oh, when I left Gladstone,
yeah,
hey,
and you're like, I'm packing up tonight, I'm moving. And I was like, sure, you can move in with me. It wasn't even a question. You were like, I've quit my job and I'm moving. I was like, okay, this is moving a bit quick. And you literally drove up that night, got there at like to Brisbane at midnight or something, and literally moved right in.
Yep, that's what I do. But that, like, on that is me though.
That is you. You're very like spontaneous.
How many times have you just been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, a lot of times. Yeah. You're very adventurous too. That's one thing I liked about you. You always like to get out and about.
Yeah, that's one thing that I guess I've found that women are attracted to me about is I like getting out and about.
Yeah.
Like, I'll fucking do everything.
Yeah, like if I was to say, let's go camping this weekend, you're like, sweet, let's go. Like, you didn't even have to think about it. You're always up for something.
Yeah, I was always down. And that was just kind of rolled into my party scene as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of not a good trait.
Exactly, because someone would text and you'd be like, yeah, sweet, be there in a minute.
Yeah, you want to go to this pub? Fuck, yeah, let's go. You want to stay out for the next 2 days? Yep.
Yeah, you didn't have to.
You want to get a motel? Yep.
You had a rubber arm.
Then
That
you
was
want
the
to
problem.
you want to stay up on the patio for a couple of days, and then you want to go to the casino and play pokies? Yep.
Exactly. So it was good and bad, but apart from that, I think it was pretty good.
Okay, so you roasted me. I've got to give you some roasts here too. Nah, that's as far as girlfriends go. You're actually a really good girlfriend. Like,
I know.
hey, you didn't let me finish my fucking sentence. This actually conversation went a lot better than what I thought it would.
Why?
I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, fuck.
Were you nervous?
I was a little bit nervous. I was like, what's she gonna say? Because the honest truth is, a lot of those things I actually don't remember.
I'm not surprised.
There was a lot of weekends where, like, I look back now, even when you said the things, I was like, oh, it'll come up. It come up and I could remember it. But there was a lot of times that I actually couldn't remember shit. Like, you could probably tell me something now and be like, fuck, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I
remember them all.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was just very heavily intoxicated in drugs and alcohol.
But then sometimes you'd go weeks without it and it would just be like a normal week and we'd, go to work, spend time together on the weekend. It was just like a normal relationship. But then like every so often you'd then have a few weekends in a row where it was
I just
bad.
relapsed bad.
And we'd fight on the weekend when you got home, and then through the week would be good, and then the weekend would come, and I used to just dread the weekends. But I think it's my fault. Like, I honestly should have left you like a long time ago.
Long.
So, yeah. I remember Riley and Kerry saying, you need to leave his ass. Like, he isn't treating you good. And I was like, in denial. I was like, no, he likes me.
He's a good man. I can't leave him.
But yeah, I should have listened
You
to
were
them.
in that mindset. Oh, no, I knew it too. Like,
Well, I was a bit older than you, so
How old are you?
31.
Holy shit. That's why I call it AKA the old dragon too. Oh, actually, I've got to fucking show you this video before we go. So.
Is it on me?
Yeah, it's of you. I found it this
gosh.
morning.
No.
Because I was looking at it.
Can I see
was
it
like,
first?
No. It's just of you blowing up at me one day because I was in. You were. I actually can't remember what we were doing.
This.
No, it was nothing bad. But we're in the car and we're coming back from somewhere, and fuck, you were not happy with me, and oh man, I was just like, fuck
You
this.
brought out the psycho in me. That was the problem.
Yeah, actually, apparently, yeah, I was the one. Know how girls are like, you made me crazy.
Yeah, you made me crazy.
This is it. So when you hold it up to the speaker so
Do
they
I
can hear
want
it.
to though? I don't know.
No, it's just me and you. You're blowing up at me. So press play on that thing, but hold it up to the speaker like that.
Oh, hang on, it's gone out.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Stay tuned in. So press play on that, but just hold it up like that. I think there's actual steam coming off her. Hey babe, the steam, look, visible steam is actually coming off her. She's that angry.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that was just you in the car that time. I can't remember where we were, but for those, I'll put it up on the screen. We were driving somewhere and you were fucking blowing up. The old dragon was fuming. Man, that's been an hour. That was pretty good. That was a nice conversation. That was a lot nicer than what I thought, and that was a really good idea just to bring one of yous in here, not two of yous in here, because I think that could have went a lot worse.
So those are going to be like, did he do this to you as well?
I'm so thankful I took that advice. Whoever gave me that advice, thank you. I love you. I appreciate it, because this went a lot better than what I thought. I was a little bit worried, but next time we'll get another chair there, and we're bringing a few more guests.
A few more ex-girlfriends.
I might have to bring a commentator, like a middle ground. I'll bring someone in with me.
Okay.
Like, so you guys, you just can't pick. Because I know what'll happen. I'll sit here and you'll just go to fucking town on me. Having two women gang up on you in a conversation is not okay.
I think I've said the worst. Everyone knows.
Yeah, everyone knows. But anyway, that was my past. My past is my past. I am where I am now. So, got to accept it, hey. Happy where I am now. And thankful for our relationship and the time that we spent together, because it helped me grow into the person I am now. So, P.S. Thank you very much. Leave with a couple questions. You got any hot tips? Hot tips for us?
No.
No hot tips?
No.
What about relationship tips? From a woman's...
No, what I would have to say is, and everyone's probably heard this before, but you need to love yourself before you can love somebody else. And I think that's huge, because otherwise you go into relationships being insecure and not confident. And I feel like you need to have that in yourself before you can make somebody else happy.
Darn, that's so true. Looking at trying to, because a lot of women would, and men as well, would go into a relationship looking to find those values in them, rather they're looking for them to fill the gap. And that's the common trait I see with a lot of men and women as well.
Well, people go into relationships to fix people too.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be fixed.
What are you looking at me like that when you say that? Don't fucking look at me and go, not everyone
Well,
can
I tried with you and it failed.
Yeah, okay, you did try. Fuck, I was still going to take my hat off to you now. I'm just looking back. I'm like, oh, man, I'll put you through the...
Well, when you got a new girlfriend after me, I was like, good luck.
Were you just like, wee?
Yeah, I was literally at that time, I was like, good luck to you if you survive this.
And she didn't survive.
She didn't survive.
She didn't survive.
But I was like, I'm not surprised.
I think you hung in there the longest.
Yeah, I did. How long were we together? Can you remember?
No.
2.5 years.
2.5. I was about to say a year.
Yeah. Well, that's probably only the year you can remember.
Yeah, probably half of it. We're 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Shit. I've been telling everyone we were together for 12 months.
We
Legit.
can pretend.
Yeah, you did last long. You lasted the longest.
Yeah.
You lasted the longest for sure.
Do I get a medal for that?
I was thinking, I was like, what can I give you for that? Have we got any rewards? I will send you a shirt. Now look under your seat. There's some car keys. You get a car.
I was like, really?
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Man, that's it, hey?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking... If
Do
you
you
don't...
feel better now?
I do feel a lot better because it went a lot better than what I thought. I was a little bit nervous. I was like, fuck, I don't know what's going to happen here. Oh, I feel good. I got my panty droppers on too. P.S. I met Ash when I had these on. This is how I scored her.
The old panty droppers.
The old panty drops. I used to have these on. Did I come pick you up in the airport in these songs?
Yes.
Yeah, see these? I got these, my jandals on, my panty droppers on. Did I get dressed up and come pick you up?
Yeah, you had like nice jeans on, a nice top, and then you wore them, and I was like...
Was that at the airport?
I felt like I'm back on the plane.
Was that at the airport, hey?
Yeah.
I come and picked you up from the airport.
In Gladstone.
Yeah, in Gladstone, and I had these on with socks on, my strap-on jandals.
Yeah.
But other than that, thanks for coming in. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
And because if you don't know, now you know. Appreciate you guys. Much love and respect. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave a review, rate us, and if this is YouTube, hit that subscribe button somewhere over there or wherever the fuck I decide to put it. But other than that, man, be good, be great, be beautiful, be kind, and don't be a shit cunt like I was. Peace.